taking you on a virtual tour of the castle at Turner Falls in Davis, Oklahoma. I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so we say goodbye to our car, stay cool, and we start our little adventure. Off to the left, right there, is the river that is fed by the falls, Turner Falls. And then you can see the little wall that separates the mountain from this road and the creek. Now, this castle was built in the early 1930s by a doctor to use as his summer home. And these stairs are very, very skinny, and they just get skinnier and skinnier. And the handrail is super wobbly. It's hard to tell because I'm, obviously trying not to wobble it. And it was about 10 o'clock in the morning, so the sun was, not in the ideal position for that view, but you gotta go when it's cool, It was about 75-ish degrees when I started, and by the time I got done, it was already up to about 80, 81, and it's super muggy. And just around this bend, we will see the first sight of the castle. Some broken stairs right there. And yeah, there is part of the castle. Now, up to the left, once we get to the top, you'll see either what looks like a corner storage little section, or maybe a fire pit. And then the stairs up to the top. And as we come in, there's 3 windows in pretty view, and you can see the triangle where the roof used to be, or the ceiling. And we'll see another building that actually has it, so you can see what this one used to look like. And I've been watching too many horror movies, so I was not really having this dark room. And back out the big window. And we'll say goodbye to this building. And up these super steep stairs, which I'm 6 foot, so you can see that it almost comes up to my knee. So you can see about how tall or steep the stairs are. And you'll notice a lot of graffiti that has caused the people who run this place to, lock up a bunch of the doors, like this one. Luckily, I have my GoPro on a selfie stick, so I can just stick it through the bars and we can see what's, behind. And then we can just come up here and look through the little window. Pretty neat little room. I don't really know what it was for. Probably just for some storage, but... And we'll start heading our way down. And if you decide to come hike here, just be careful, There always can be snakes or poison ivy. I personally didn't see either, but there is a little section later where I thought I saw or heard a snake. Ended up just being a lizard. And, just take your time. The stairs are steep. You don't want to hurt yourself because it's going to be pretty hard for someone to help you get down. Quite a few stairs. And one last look at this part of the castle. And we will start heading to the more iconic side of it. Back down past the broken steps. And you can definitely see how skinny these are, the stairs. But yeah, so I am trying to decide how I want to start putting these. So YouTube is obviously an option, and then Patreon was another option that I was thinking. But I think I want to start building my audience on YouTube and then switch over to Patreon. There's the more iconic side of the castle. And what I mean by that is, by the YouTube thing, doing more and more of them, and basically just taking you guys on virtual hikes. And I will offer, say you have a kid or you don't really know much about hiking and you want someone to give you a guided tour, I will definitely be open to that. And right up these stairs. That sign just has a little bit of history on it. These stairs are a lot more kept up because a lot more people come up to this part of the castle. And right there you can see the zip line above. We will get a better view of that later. And up to the first level, you can see the walkway over there. And then there's a little picnic table over here, made out of stone. And you can see that little landscape scene behind the plexiglass. And then one of the broken stairs. And then what used to be a garden and a little bench right above it. And then we'll just come up here. This door is open, so we're going to go in it. But first we're going to peek through this little locked door. And another stick through the bars, and once we get through the bars I realize, oh wait, I can just go into this other room, and there's a entrance right there. So in here you can see the triangle like I was talking about earlier, so that's what the other roof used to look like, or ceiling. And more graffiti. And this is the room that was behind those bars. Another just super dark room. And out the very castle styled windows, very skinny. And a little fireplace right there. And then those aren't technically spiral staircase, but I always forget what kind of staircase that's called. But they're super skinny, almost feels like you have to crawl up them. And then into one of my favorite rooms. Along the top of the wall, there are all the different kinds of animals and plant life that's native to Oklahoma, like cardinals, roadrunners, turkeys, buffalo. There's some Indian paintbrushes right there. Scissor-tail flycatcher, which is the state bird. And then another dark room. If you guys decide to go and you want to explore the whole thing, I would definitely bring a flashlight. A phone flashlight would probably work. And then we'll go down and check this one before we start headed back up higher. I decided not to go in this one because I didn't want any rocks to fall on me, because it seems like a lot of rocks have fallen in this room. All in all, the hike all the way up to the top of the mountain or hill or whatever you want to call it that we're going up only took about 15 minutes one way and 15 minutes back, so that's not super bad. And then a great view from the top up here. And then this is the top of that staircase. For some reason it doesn't have an exit. I mean, that may have been the exit, but no use in climbing all the way up. And back down off of that building. And you can see the tower. I actually have a pretty good print of that for sale. hit me up if you're interested. And right there is where I thought I heard a snake, and I'm trying to look for it, and then I don't hear it, so I'm like, let me just go up a little higher, and I'm looking to the other side, and I hear it again, and that's when I saw that it was a lizard. Some more broken stairs, either from just the shifting of the mountain or water damage. Another 2 little rooms that are just little rooms, you know. Can't really figure out what they're for. Oh, big step up. And we will start our way up higher. Now there's a bunch of trash that you can see. On the way back down, I picked up quite a bit of it. There was also a guy who was doing community service picking up trash, and so I let him pick up some of it too. Now you can see that these stairs right here are, you know, kind of washed out, but I personally think it gives it a little more character. And yeah, they still felt sturdy under the feet, just don't want to trip on them. So yeah. That was just a cool branch I saw. Wipe off the camera because in the little viewfinder it was starting to look foggy. More broken stairs. Now the draw of this castle is obviously it's a castle, and if you're from around Oklahoma you don't really get to see castles that often. But then also the waterfall, and there's church camps down here for kids. Falls Creek is a big one. This is what looks like a garage, if you can see the big garage door, and like there's what looks like a driveway, but I couldn't find like where you would pull up to get to the driveway, if that makes sense, because the driveway goes to like the top of the mountain. So we'll continue our way up. That looks like what used to be like a gate or something. There was a little hinge, or part of a hinge, and this is the driveway I was talking about. See, so if the garage is down there and then the driveway goes up the mountain, how do you get your car to the top of the mountain to get into the garage? Which is just curious, but I didn't search around super a lot when I was there. I had to tie my shoe right there. And then you can see up to the right up here, there's like what maybe used to be a flagpole or something coming out of the bricks right there. And we are finally coming to the top, which is where the zip line ends. Which right there, it's a 130-foot tower. Yeah. The zip line reaches speeds up to 28 miles an hour, open 7 days a week, 50 weeks a year, so they're closed 2 weeks. 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and it is $13 for a single rider, or $12.50 for each if there are 2 riders, which is not bad at all. And then right over this crest, we will see a side of Turner Falls that you can only see from the zip line, or if you hike up here, and that is Turner Falls, which is tied with the waterfall at Natural Falls State Park for the tallest waterfall in Oklahoma at 77 feet. Super crystal clear water. In a little bit I will show you how clear it is, because I decided to go swimming because it was getting warm and I had brought a swimsuit. And we start our way back down. I sat up there, drank some water and just relaxed before I started heading my way down. There are quite a few picnic tables up here that you can eat at. And if you look super sharply, you may be able to see the guy who's picking up trash right there. And I was trying to hide my camera because it was my first time doing it. I was a little bit embarrassed. And we started our way back down. Now this driveway is super steep, or not super steep, but it was definitely feeling like, you know, you were like leaning back, trying to not start walking too fast and stumbling. And there's no handrail, so I ended up using the little wall to, you know, just make sure I didn't fall down. And that sun glare right there. And yeah, I was going to record the whole way down, but there were other people who had started coming up the castle, and you know, not everybody likes being filmed, and so I decided, you guys understand, hopefully. So yeah, as we continue down, you can just, you know, get the view of what it would be like to drive your car, which it's super skinny too, which, just now thinking about it, if it was built in the 30s, the cars back then were a lot wider. So, okay, here's the waterfall. And swimming down, you can see, which I had already been down, so it wasn't super clear, but just how clear the water is. That moss is not slimy or anything, it's very rough. The rocks had a very thin layer of like muck on them, so they were a little bit slimy, but not bad. And yeah, it was a pretty good day. I went on 2 hikes that day. I also went to Little Niagara in Sulphur, Oklahoma, and I will probably be posting that one in the next couple days. And yeah, just look how clear that water is. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe for more hikes in the future. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye. That was the castle at Turner Falls in Davis, Oklahoma. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. The links to my social medias are in the description if you'd like to see the photos I take on my adventures. Thank you for watching. Bye.